So I'll just, anybody want to record or not? No? Just let me know.
I will try because I'm using iPad. Let's see what happens.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Does it show?
Ask to start video.
I can do that from my MacBook if you need to.
Oh, no, well, I can do it. It's just if you wanted to do it yourself. So mine's recording, that's fine. And it will be up in the, I'll pop links to it in the Facebook group, and next week you will have access to the training site. So it will be available in there as well. So we'll just leave it as we've got it there. So, okay, I've just muted everyone, so you can unmute yourself and ask questions at any time, so feel free to do that. And I'm just going to see if I can get my video on again. No, it's not working. Okay, so let's just go back into what we're doing today. So as I said, last week we were looking at all about promotion and how to promote yourself through your book and how to promote your book both before, during and after. So if you weren't on the call last week, you would see that there are some documents in the Facebook group that I've been putting up. So one of them is in there, and it's like a table, and it has all the different items that you can do, all the different places that you could put it on, and then week 4, week 3, week 2, week 1. Week 1 being the week of your launch. And so it's sort of like reverse engineering, working backwards. So we went through quite a few different things there, and it's just had codes, like for on your blog or on Twitter or on Facebook or whatever it might be for you to put in the first column. And it's all around you and what it is that you want to do and how you feel you can promote best within what you're doing. So let me just, now everyone who is currently on the call right now, I'm doing the promotion to take you to bestseller yourself, but there's still things that you can do around promoting yourself and your business, i.e. like Nikki is around your soft launch and what have you. So there's lots of other things that you can do that you need to be doing for yourself. I'm taking care of the bestseller launch, but you really need to still get as many sales as you can from your target audience, and also to obviously boost and promote you and your business around your book. So let's just move on with today. So let me just move this picture. Anyway, it doesn't matter, you don't have to see it. So today is about a profile boost, the different things that you can do. Sorry, I just saw there was a message come in there. Oh, if I don't get the message at the time, I have to actually stop sharing to get it, which is unfortunate for some reason. Unless I actually just...
That was me. I won't do that anymore.
Oh, no, that's fine. What I'll do is, I think if I leave that, if I've got it up, it should be fine. Because I've been able to see the messages before. I think it's just because I didn't have it up before I started. There we go, I can see it. Okay, so today is all about profile. Actually, I'm just going to move it across. There we go. There's not too much text anyway to look at today. So it's all about boosting your profile. So that's around your book and what you can do within Kindle to promote that. Now, in previous weeks, I went over the author page. So I'm not actually going to go over the author page today. I'm literally doing more about in your book and also in where you're selling the book, on the page where you're selling your book. So I'm going to make you into a mini rock star celebrity-like status. So the first thing we're going to look at is different sorts of information that you can be putting into your book. Someone who's not on mute, but you're in a shop scanning things. Who is that? Oh, I think it's Nikki. I think you're not on mute. Oh, Gia. Hi, Gia. How are you? Welcome on board today. So we've just got started, and we'll introduce you in a moment. So would you mind just muting yourself, Gia, please? Thank you, if you're not already. Okay, so what we're doing today is just talking about how you can boost yourself within your book and also through the page where your book sells on Amazon. So looking at the different sorts of information, who you can interview, a forward. I don't know whether any of you thought about, can I get someone who's a leading person in my industry to do a forward for my book? And also testimonials. Okay, so we're just going to go through those again. So the information, think about who it is that you want to, who your target avatars are. It's all boils back to the very same thing. Who are they following? Who are they looking up to? What language are they using? So it's all of the research and all of the planning that you've been doing previously, and really using that information, using the language within your sales page. If you think about where people go into Amazon and into Kindle to find your book, that is essentially your sales page for your book, and also as much as possible for you and for your program and your coaching. So who are they looking to? Who do they follow on Facebook? Who do they follow in LinkedIn or wherever they're hanging out? Who do they really look up to? Because those are the types of people. Who do you look up to? Who would you like to emulate in your industry, in your niche that you're writing your book about? Who would you really, really love to interview for that? Okay, in that niche. And is it possible to do a forward for them? Now, you could get a forward from them for your book, and reach high. Only ever, I've got a spreadsheet, a form which I'll show you in a moment, which I think I already uploaded into the Facebook group this morning. But I will. Oh, hi Ruth, how are you?
I'm so sorry. I what time it was.
That's okay. We're all here. It's the time changes. Mind you, we're still at the same time. Still 3 o'clock. 3:30 for you.
No, it's just me. I was doing kids stuff, and the hubby wasn't home, and I had to be with him. And then I just looked at my.
No worries. Okay, so we're just going through how to boost your book and your profile and your business. So really think about who you can be interviewing. It's if you're thinking of using your book and at the same time, which is what I would do, because it's really a great way of getting high exposure, is to interview people on a podcast series, for example. Then if you've done that and you build up a relationship with them, can you use a testimonial from them? Can you ask them for a forward for your book? Now, as far as interviews and testimonials, you can obviously get as many as you want, but for a forward, you would only have one forward for the book. So go for the top and ask them, and provide as much information as you can for them. Even provide a bit of a backbone about your book so that they can just fill in the blanks, if you like. That's a great way of doing it. But obviously reach out to them first, maybe, connect with them wherever they hang out, and really, compliment them on what they do, and you've been a Raven fan for so long, etc. And if the first one doesn't work out, then go to the next one. Don't try 2 or 3 people at the same time, which you can do for your interviews, but not for the forward, because obviously you can only have one forward in your book. And the testimonials. Now, all of this information we can use in the description. So here we go. Just got Obelix and Asterix here. Toi, tu es grande. Moi, je suis petite. Now, that is my worst best French accent, I should say. So obviously your book description needs to be full of things like keywords and language that they are looking for. And the next thing that we're going to go through is how you can use that and really make it stand out and shine in your book description. And I'd just like to thank Adeline for sending me her description earlier. So we're going to use hers. She's the guinea pig. We're going to use hers to model from. So the bonus for Adeline is that she gets it done. Woo! So there are some very basic HTML tags, and as I say, for those of you who are doing the done for you, in other words, I'm launching the book for you, then myself and my team, we do this for you, so don't worry about it. But for anyone else who is just simply going through the book program, not the done for you launch, then you will have to do this yourself. So you may already know some HTML, so we just got some basic ones for hyperlinking, for making stuff bold, making it italic. You can change the colors and what have you. And then I've got a link here as well. I will put this somewhere that you can get so that you can see what the HTML codes that Amazon accepts. That's all in the help section in KDP support. So I'll take you through that as well in a moment. So I'm just going to stop sharing on it. I'm just going to get out of this. So I'll just close that down. These windows. Oh, where am I? Don't think this is the one. All right. So what I'm going to do is go into Adeline's here. Actually, she just gave it to me. I didn't get it copied over just yet. So let me just go into here. Oh, gotta keep moving things on the screen. Here we go. So I'm just going to copy this information here. And I'm just going to go over into Adeline's account. So you can see she's already got the image up there. So if you haven't been set up a KDP account, if you can do that as soon as possible, I'll take you through the Trello card that you will have. I know most people here have already done it. It's probably only Gia who hasn't. So this is once you get into your KDP account and you start it. I'll just take you back on our account. So what's happened here is the image has been uploaded, but I don't think there's much else you will see in a moment. So here we've got the book name, which is Doing Good and Doing Well, and the subtitle, The Keys to a Happy Life. Edition number, if you're going to do a series of books, then you would put in 1, 2 or whatever there, so that doesn't matter. Publisher, that would be 0, and then description. This is where we're just going to paste the book description. And then you need to put your name in there with the authors, and if it's say like for example Zai had her book, she had 5 contributing authors, so she could have put their names in there. And then the ISBN, you only need that if you're doing a print version, so you don't need that at all just for the digital version. And then you have to say that it's not a public domain, that you hold the rights. And then we can do the categories, so we do all of that for you if we're doing that. Don't worry about these things if you're not up to here yet. This is just going through showing you what the KDP account looks like.
Oh.
That was a big
Oh, that was just me coming on to ask a question, if I may.
Yeah, of course you can.
I tried to do the KDP, but unless I have a book, I can't do that yet. Is that right?
No, that's your author central page.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You have a no, you just need your Amazon account, and then you go to kdp.amazon.com, and then you can set up your account from there. It's a bit hard to show you because I already have an account, so it's only if you haven't got I have got videos. I think I did a video for that. I'll send you the YouTube link for that, Nikki. It will all be in the. It's still being built at the moment, but it'll all be in the membership site.
Thanks.
So I've got videos. If you probably see if you go to my YouTube channel, just to have a look around there if you want to do it earlier. But it's all straightforward. Actually, it should be in your Trello board. I think it's in your Trello account. I apologise if not. But let me just have a quick look in there for you. Yeah, enter your KDP account login. Watch this video if you need help. So there's a video there. Okay, so if you go into your account details, it should show you in there how to go through it. Okay, so now whatever you do, do not enroll this book in KDP Select until we have got it to number 1. The most important thing is that we drive your book and we move it forward and get it to number 1, and then you can select to enroll in KDP Select. What that means is that if you do this, so it means that you can't actually promote your book in any other platform for the next 90 days. So it says here, books enrolled in KDP Select must not be available in digital format on any other platform during that time. And if your book is available elsewhere, it may not be eligible to remain in the program. So the KDP Select is essentially where they, people who have a certain type of account where you can borrow and share and people can pass it around. It's really good for, getting your book to as many people as possible, but why not get some money from it? But it is good for that authority building and for sharing, getting your message out there. But if you want to promote it anywhere else, then you certainly can't click on there. Okay, so we've got, now unfortunately this is all you can see here, so you've got only that little bit of space that you can actually see what you've done with the description. Now you can see here that we've only used about 382, not only, it's exactly 382 characters, and you have 4,000 characters there. So this is a really good example of Adeline. So what can she do to make this even better? So let's just have a read. If you have forgotten how to dream, this book is for you. We used to have dreams about what we should be when we grow up. But then life happens, doesn't it ever? We let those ideas take a back seat. We begin to believe all the lies and fears which hold us back, and we eventually forget our dreams. The book offers many suggestions for you to act upon if you want to be the driver of your life again. Okay, that's excellent. So what I would like Adeline to think about now is when she's been doing research on her avatar, on her market, on her super niche, as I call it, so going down through the market, the super niche to the avatar, and really thinking about the 3 big problems that keep your avatar awake at night. So what are their short-term fears and their long-term frustration? So 3 short-term fears, 1 long-term frustration, and then that's where they are. That's the pain that they're in now, so that's point A. So obviously they've let life, sorry, let me just take a drink. Let life just happen to them. Then you wake up one day and you think, well, what has happened? I had all these goals and aspirations. I need to start doing something about it. So how are you going to help them to get to that point B? So, or I like to call it Pain Island and Pleasure Island. They're on Pain Island now, and your book is going to give them some of the whys and the whats that they need to get over to the Pleasure Island. But you and your program, you're the captain of that boat, and your program is the vehicle for that. Is the boat essentially to help them to get over there. So in your book, you're giving them the why and the what, and a little bit of the how. You want them to get some outcomes to have some successes from your book, but you're only taking them a few little steps and need you and your program to be able to go the full way to get onto that Pleasure Island. So hopefully everyone else, sorry, hang on, I'm just going to take my phone to my husband. Chris? Sorry about that. She only ever calls when I'm on this call. Last time was the same time a week last week she called. Okay, so So yeah, it's looking at the language, looking at when you've gone through your questionnaires, when you've interviewed your avatar, it's really looking at what's the language that they're using and really inserting it into here. So really, the people who've already gone through it, imagine you're back in that story that we did, where you are really putting yourself in your avatar's shoes. So instead of coming from your point of view in the book, really step into their shoes. And what's the language? What is it they want? So if you think back, and if you haven't done it yet, you will be doing this in the first session, the first module in Plan, and that's going through the avatar stories. So it's, I'll give an example of the Thailand dive company, and then of the story of their ideal avatar, Lisa's story. So it's really going through that. So think of all of those things when you're back in here. Now, the other thing that I want to give you to help you here is, let's go to Amazon, just to Amazon, and use this to really help you. So Adeline, if you can unmute yourself, and can you just give me some keywords that you think of? We've already gone through in the training keywords using Google and the Google keyword tool, keywords using YouTube, for example, keywords looking at magazine headlines, so all of those sorts of things. And what I want to do now is just show you the power of how to use the keywords in Amazon as well, and then you can put these into your description. So Adeline, can you just give me some keywords that you think you would use here? Just take yourself off mute.
Women's health, motivation.
Okay, so as you start typing in, hang on, let me just go to Kindle. Oh no, I'll just stay in here because this will give you some as well. Okay, let's go into Kindle stores. So you can see it's got Women's Health magazine, so it's got a few things that start coming up. So let's just go into there. And again, let's just go see what happens here. So, Women's Murder Club, oh my gosh. Okay, so this is in order of number of searches. Gosh, that is huge. So when I typed in women, the most number of searches in here, the biggest keywords are Women's Murder Club, erotica for women. Who would have guessed? Little Women, Women of the Bible, sleuths, run. So women who love too much. So these are the things that you can see people are actually searching for. So if we just carry on, and then, so this is where it's getting more specific. It's a diet and fitness, health over 40. What was the other thing that you just said there, sorry?
Women's health, motivation.
Okay, motivational books, motivation manifesto, motivation interviewing, quotes, speaking, weight loss, free motivational books. So we're not, with those words, we're not getting down deep enough. Let's just go to, let's see what you put in here. If you've got how to dream with dreams, life happens. What words would you, other words can you, have you done any research?
Yeah, I've just keyed in the keywords earlier. Yeah. So it's also in the KDP account.
Oh, okay.
I've got 7 of them, but.
Oh, right, there we go. So time management, life purpose. Let's see what happens there. Okay, so there we go. Life purpose, boot camp, coaching, books, astrology. So those are the things that people are actually searching for. Time management. Now, the interesting thing that we've got here, Nikki, is that you've got quite a few sort of like mixed different things. So if you've got time management along with women's health, to me, I don't know about everyone else, but they're 2 different things. There'll be 2 different target avatars, 2 different target audiences. Now, you may have all of these things in your book, but it's which is the stronger message that you want to send out. Are you targeting, so you may have all of these things in your book, but the people that you are looking for, are they looking for better health, or are they looking to improve their business?
Okay. I think health.
Health. Okay, so if you keep along those signs, and like the time management could be ideal for health, because I know for me, I went to the fridge this morning for breakfast, and I've got oranges and apples, bananas, I've got frozen berries, I've got all of these, I've got some kale, I've got ginger, I've got carrots, everything in the fridge ready to make a really healthy smoothie. And this is a key thing that happened to me, and I'm like, oh no, I don't have the time to go and juice to juice it, and like to do the cold press juicer, and then to do the to make it into a smoothie. I don't have the time for all of that. So I've got 2 pieces, and I do not like having toast for breakfast, but my husband had just made white bread toast, which is what he has every day, and I just picked it out, stick it in the toaster, and really didn't enjoy my breakfast and didn't enjoy the after effects of it either. But it was all down to time management. It's all down to I didn't have time to prepare my breakfast with the day ahead I had, or I didn't think I had time. I probably would have been a lot more efficient today than I have been had I taken the time to do it. So yeah, I can see how it does fit in with it, but it's really leading with the main focus. Does that help?
Thanks. Yes, very helpful.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so when we go back over here, now the other thing is that I do want you to put in up to 7 keywords in here. Now it can be keywords and phrases. So if you go back to what we had here, oops, it's gone. It could be a whole 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 words there. Not that you're going to use those 5 words for your keywords, but you can have, it's keywords and phrases. So don't limit yourself to, time management. So it could be health, time management. Let's see if this will work for healthy eating. You can delete this later, Adeline.
Yeah. Okay.
Time management for healthy eating, so you can have all of that. You can see you've still got 1 keyword left. Okay?
Okay.
So it's using all of this as much as possible. And then what we will do, I might break this down into 2 bits because I've already gone half an hour, but it's just food for thought. So I might do a separate session or even just a separate video on the HTML to show you how to use that. As I say, if it's done for you, we do it for you, so don't worry. It's just so that you've got a video how to do this yourself. So bearing in mind all of the things that we've gone through, what you can add into this description to use more of these characters is to, let me just see if I can find a really good example. I can't remember her name, but I'll find an example anyway. Let's see if it's just here. Sue something, I think. It's a German name. Oh, here we go. Right. Oh. This used to have really, really good HTML. Now it's got none. Actually, let me just go to Canada. How bizarre. This used to have, you can see how that's all just text. And that is shocking to read. So this information here could be excellent, but the HTML, for some reason, it was all laid out beautifully. So it had a really great header, and I think the header was even orange. They step onto the course. Golf is a game that's played on a 6-inch course, the distance between the ears. Okay, so it's got a really good quote. So in your description, you can include quotes. You can include some short, if you've got video testimonials, for example, and you want to shorten some of those, just pick some key points out, include the testimonials. You can put in a web address and we can hyperlink it. So hyperlink means that, like, this isn't hyperlinked at the moment, so that means it's got the line underneath, and when you hover over it, it has the hand, so you can click through to it and it goes through to the page. So all of these things, you could put a quote from the person that you've got the foreword in there. Now, the other thing I've shown you before is on your, I'm just going to move this over a bit. When you look inside the front of your book, you've got the first 10%. So obviously you can include that in there. So see these testimonials that she's got here? They could be in the book description. Okay. Yeah. So those are different things that you can be really putting into your book to, let me just stop sharing now. And we can make things bold, italic. We can center, the heading and things like that. So let me just, I don't think it matters if I'm sharing the screen because you can't see me anyway, can you? So let me just see. No. Okay, so I will actually go into further detail and I'll work with Adeline on this, and we'll do some, if Adeline, you can think about your description, and then we can come back together. We'll actually record it as we go through, and we'll change that description so it looks better. So then when your book's, we can't show it live until your book's ready to go live. So we might have to do it sort of like in 2 parts. So then we continue the video on. Actually, you know what I can do? I can show you Rain's. Let me just go to Rain's book. What was Rain's called? Reveal and Shine. Okay, so can you see how we've stepped it out? So we've got a bolder, bigger heading, bolder subheading, and then we've got, yeah.
Do you want to share your screen?
Sorry, thank you. Because I stopped sharing it, didn't I? I'm getting as good as Chris. Okay. So I'll start that one again. So here we could even probably do this in a different color. I've never tried doing it in a different color, to be honest, but we can. I've just kept it very simple with the ones that we've done so far. So we've got bold, we've got different, a bigger one, and then we've got a subheading that's still larger than the main font, and then we've got bold and italics going through the main parts of there. And see here we've got belief system. So that's one of the key words. So thinking about your keywords that you've got, we can really use those in here. And also, if you don't have your subtitle absolutely locked down, you can be using keywords that you find from either your interviews, the language that they're using, or from any keyword research that you do. You can be using those in here. Okay, now the other thing we'll do, and this is what we do for you when we're launching it as well, we also include some keywords in here that are around the categories that you're going to be choosing, because that's going to help you to get the categories that you want as well. Now, unfortunately, we can't do those until just before your launch, because obviously it depends on what other books are all being launched over the next few weeks before the launch of your book. The categories may change. So in here, again, I've just found some other words that we've got here. So we've got self-esteem, confidence, emotional freedom. So those are all quite keywords that she's got in there, which will help to get picked up, because when people search for those words in here, I don't know whether this is going to work, but let's just see. What was one that we had there? Emotional freedom. Obviously, it depends on, so if we've got emotional, we can see intelligence, healthy spirituality, survival, eating, all of those things. So let's just see what we get when we go emotional intelligence. So there's a lot of keywords that come up there. Okay, for couples, for gifted children. So, it's just drilling down that little bit further as well. Okay, so I think that is enough for that part. So let's just go back to your questions and answers now. So I'm just going to stop sharing that. Okay, so unmute yourself and just ask any questions. Adeline has unmuted, so.
Yes. Okay. Because I'm working backwards in this program, I have my hard copy book out first, and I'm getting your help to get it to Amazon bestseller. So it seems that my book is really long. do you think I should, put it up on Amazon as like, the entire book, or I should do an abridged version?
How long is your book? Do you know how many pages?
I just looked at the preview. It's like 1865.
100
in Kindle. Yeah. 1865.
Oh, that's with the, no, that's not too long. Let me just share screen again. What Adeline is meaning here is when your book is, okay, so let's just go back here. So what Adeline is talking about, she has, or did we? I can't remember. Uploaded her, no, that's the cover. So let me just scroll down a bit further.
Yeah.
So you upload the book into here. So when we're ready, we do that for you. If we're doing the launch, we click on browse and we upload the book content there. And it takes, a few minutes for it to sort of like propagate it, if you like. It tells you if there's any spelling errors. Quite often those are like, here we go. Oh, I forgot you did Quantum Leap, didn't you? Yeah. So I also need to find a way to get to my purpose. So that is a spelling error there. So we need to go back and correct it. But halves, no, but it's good. It's good that it shows you that. So here's halves name. So that doesn't need. So we can ignore that one. But we know that we need to fix that one. Okay, so I'll just leave that there as a reminder.
Okay.
And then we can go and preview the book. Oh, hang on, got to save changes. I always forget to do that, but it's good. It reminds you. So it just takes a little while for it, and it shows you what it would look like in a Kindle version. Now, when you do this, if you look over here, we've got all of these different versions of Kindle. So you've got the HDX, the HDX 8.9, Voyage, DX, iPhone, iPad, Android phone, Android tablet. And of course, you think of an iPhone, there's all the different size screens. With an iPad, there's many screens. Same with these two. So however your Kindle looks, this is the thing about Kindle, you can't put, page numbers or anything like that on it, because it depends on the device that you're looking at. It is going to have a different number of pages. So what Adeline is talking about up here, it's got location 1 of 1865. So that is not too much at all. So when we scroll through, you'll see this says location 2. I love what you've got there. Looks great. So then we scroll through to the next part, and you can see it's gone from 2 to 4, because it will have, if I click up here, I'll click down here, that's not showing me. So this page will have 2 locations. If we go on to the next one, actually it had more than that. So the first page was 1, and then this page has got 2 locations. So I think it's every time you hit enter, or it might be even bullet points, you'll see that the location number goes up quite quickly. And this is what we refer to when we're going through and we're doing the formatting and we've got errors. So within my team, we'll go location, whatever. And again, this can still vary because depends on the device that they're looking at the preview on as well. That location might be different, but I normally take a screenshot and say, look, can you go and change the bullet points here, or change the heading here, or whatever it might be that they might have missed. So that will be 1, and this will be 2. So we had the first page, which was 1. This is 2, that's 3. So then we click onto here. Up at the top is going to be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's actually more than that, because when we click over onto the next one, it's 18. Okay, so those are the actual locations that you will see. And then what I would say with this Adeline that we probably need to change is, let's just scroll through again. Do you know roughly how many pages your book is in Word format? I can find out, but I don't want to do that on the screen. It'll take too long.
I think it's 100 plus. I cannot remember.
Okay, so here we've got
under 120. Yeah,
120. So that means you've got probably 10 to 12 pages that you will see when you click on the look inside, and this is a great tool. People really look to buy your book. Okay, I always look inside and see what's there, see what the chapter headings are, and are they going to entice me? And so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So we've got 21 pages before we actually get to the first chapter. So when they're looking on this is a great example, Adeline. Thank you so much. So when people are looking on the inside, they're not going to get to see any of your book. Okay? So let's just have a look at Rains here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, that's not the best, 4, 5. So she's got the forward here as well. She's taken them through all of those different parts. So with hers as well, we haven't actually got to that first chapter. So Rains wasn't a great example there either. So people really want to have a look and see what's on the inside, giving them a clue. When you've got the forward and everything like you have, and you've got author's notes and things, quite often those do give you a good information, but you want to make sure. So what I would say to you here, definitely, we need to get rid of some of these pictures. Because they're taking up space.
I think so too.
Yeah, they're taking up space that don't really help in the getting to know what your book's about. It's good when you're reading the book because it helps to give you, pictures speak 1,000 words. So I think, some of these acknowledgements, maybe we could move them to the back of the book.
Okay,
Sounds good. They're for other people who've helped you with the book. They're nothing to do with your reader. So always think about your reader. Okay, how can you help them to buy? So, things like that are taking up space that you can get rid of. So does that help with your information? I think your book is fine as far as length. We just need to get some of this.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's lovely to have a picture of you and your family and what have you. But, it's really lovely. But maybe if we can put those to the back, it's good to have these quotes in here as well. But maybe we could put some of these quotes in the endorsements into your, where? Everybody?
Back.
Into where? Where? What would
into the back? Oh.
Yeah, into the back. Where else could you put them?
In the description.
Yeah, thank you, Ruth. In the description. Yeah, what we've just been going through. So in your description, we can put some of those quotes in there. Fill up some of those 4,000 characters that you've got. Okay? Because that's what they're going to see first before they buy. So we can put them in here.
I wrote those anyway.
Oh, don't tell anyone.
Just here.
Okay, so hopefully that answers your question. If not, just let me know. And does anyone else have any questions?
I do.
Hello.
Can I ask about referencing?
Yeah.
Things? So so if you're referencing quotes or statements or whatever that you're saying in your book, I'm not clear on how much you have to do. Like I've got an example here because I was just putting in the URL, but then I found another book that has the author of whoever's written it, and then the title of the article that it was from, and then the name of the publication, and the date that it was written, and then when it was accessed online, and then the URL, and all that. the thing is that some of the things that I'm accessing, so if I can get all that information, then I'm including it. But some of the things I'm accessing, it's just something online. There is no date. There is no author name. So do I just put in as much of that I can find and presume that that's good enough?
This is a brilliant question, and a great one, with having a teaching background, teaching year 12 and what have you, that you have to reference, and this is the way you have to do it. So we used to teach them, what you've got with that second one is pretty much a bit more of a like for year 11, year 12, for university and what have you, it's called, and I can't remember what it's actually called. It's not called the Cambridge. Anyway, it's not going to help. You don't need to know the name of it to help you answer the question. Right. Two things that I would say is that I'm going to use Jerry as an example. So Jerry, we all know and love as the chiropractor. His book is heavily referenced because he's got medical journals and, all of these sorts of things that he's referenced. And obviously he's used to it from that point of view. To me, as a reader for his information, I don't want to read any of that. If he needs to have it in there, then just put a reference, like you can put a little footnote, like a superscript number, for example, and you can put it at the end of your book. I don't want to be, and okay, yes, it means that I need to go back to the end of the book to read it, but I don't want it to stop the flow of what I'm reading. It's not a medical journal. It's not a university paper that you're writing or anything like that. It is important for you to acknowledge where you've got the information from. But I don't feel it's really that important to put it into a how-to type of book like this. The other thing is that, yes, when you are referencing it, if you can put in, the thing with the internet is the information changes, especially if you've got the information off a blog or anything like that. So if I was teaching in high school, for example, then the reference would be the URL link, the date, the time, and everything, because obviously it can the information is going to change. That page may not even be there in a month's time. So from that point of view, sorry?
You mean the date and time you accessed it, or the date and time it was written?
Both. The date and time that you accessed it. Yeah. Because especially if it's a blog, then you go back and change the information. You add more information. Think, if you look at Wikipedia or anything and don't get any information off Wikipedia, I mean, it is a great source, a resource, but not something you would use as a, you don't know who's written the information. It's not trusted source. We can go on and put information in Wikipedia. And really that's from teaching kids. They used to love using Wikipedia. I'm like, you could have written it. Go on, you can add something to it and see if someone uses it, But from the point of view of your book, Ruth, I would definitely show that and any other book, if you're researching and you're doing that, then definitely you want to say who the author of that information is, So, for example, I might put a quote in that's from Anthony Robbins, or I might say, as my old, my very first mentor, W. Clement Stone, said, and then I would put a quote in of his, or I might say something that, I learned from him. But it doesn't have to be completely referenced the way that. So the first way that you asked is a good way. The second way, it doesn't have to be referenced like that. It's not it's not something you're handing into university or for year 12 to get marked for your HSC or anything like that.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure what the legal requirements were, but I mean, I'm happy to. What I was going to do is just number quotes and stats and stuff that I've got from places, and then at the end of each chapter, I was going to then correlate 1, 2, 3, 4, and whatever they were from, because no one really cares. No one's going to look it up, but just for the sake of just to be correct. Yeah. The other question though is, I don't know how to do those little. You know how you do like a little high up a little number.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you do that in Google
You do that
Docs?
in your format and fonts, yeah.
Okay, so I don't know how to do that.
Font. So you're on a Mac, aren't you?
Yeah.
Let me just get up. So if you're doing it in pages, so if you go to format, font.
I'm just using Google Docs.
Sorry? And Google Docs you're using? Right, let's just go to Google Docs. Anybody got any other questions just while I'm loading this up?
Yeah. Footnotes or no footnotes? Or endnotes?
I would put more endnotes rather than footnotes. Mainly because you can't put footnotes in a Kindle version because you don't know where the foot is going to be. You don't know where the page is going to end.
Yeah, that's right.
It's not like a print version. And you know, all of the above of what I've just said, I would rather, you know, it's just a personal thing. I would rather not have my reading interrupted with them. But I know when there are footnotes or endnotes, then it's fine because it's like at the end. You could put them, as Ruth has just said, at the end of the chapter. Yeah, so you could put them. What I would do is get at the end of the chapter, I'll get them to definitely do the call to action. You know, if you want to summarize, take the one point that you need to do, one step you need to do from this chapter is X. Go here and do this, or you know, whatever the step is that you want them to do, whatever the action is that you want them to do that first, and then underneath that have the endnotes or footnotes if you want. So let's just have a look at this here. So say I want to put a 2 there or something. I could click on 2. Now I've not done it in Google Docs before, so let's just see. So here we go. We've got superscript there. Can you see that, Ruth?
Yeah.
So you type the number or the letter in first, and then select it.
Yeah.
And you should do the same in pages. And then you can do superscript, and the same you can do subscript. Or if you want to strike through anything, that's where you do it.
Beautiful, thank you.
Pleasure. Yeah. Okay, well, possibly. I'll just see if there's any more questions. Just fire away. But in the meantime, is Gia still here? Oh, he's gone. Has Gia had to go? Looks like he has. That's a shame. Adeline, maybe you would like to introduce yourself to Nikki, Ruth, and Dee as well. They know each other. They spent 3 long days together online.
Wow. Okay. Hi, ladies. My name is Adeline or Adeline. I live in Singapore, and I help women aged between 40 and 55 to find a new lease in life. I've developed a program called Lean to help them to achieve their ideal body weight. So the avatar would be those who are sick and tired of yo-yo diets and they just want a long-term sustainable program. Yeah, so that's the program I developed with Chris, but I found out that you know, I kind of find that a bit too narrow for my book, and I really want to help women in that age to you know, to find a purpose in their life and start living life as they should and live the dash, as someone calls it.
Gosh, Adam, you and Dee talk.
Yeah,
indeed. Yeah, you and Dee have the same target market.
Yes, so we live in different countries, so I guess we can help different people.
Oh, you're global now. You're global. You can do this with everyone in the world. What I love about what both you and Dee are doing, and Dee probably can't come in and talk because she's at work, so she's just listening in. But it's just really, and I said this to Adeline last week. I didn't believe she was the age that she is. I thought, well, I said, who's that in the picture? Is that your father and are those your... She said, no, they're children. And my husband, I'm like, I thought they were her brother and sister. So it's really amazing because
Yes.
you know what just came through to me when you were saying that as well, and it probably I haven't thought about it before, is that for women who really want to change their body, lose weight, change their body, really do all of those things, it will give you a completely new lease of life, a change of life. As you and Dee both know,
yes,
life has completely turned around since then, and it's making that decision to do it. So that's at the forefront of their mind. That's what they want to do in the short term. Those are the things that they want to do. They want that new body. They want to feel sexy. They want to feel great. They want to go to the shop. Oh no, this looks shit on me. Oh, pardon my French. That's what you do. It's like, no. And then, just give you that new lease on life, gives you that new energy. So then the next part of it can be the rest. That can be your next stage. And if you think of your program as well, you're going to give them really one outcome in their program. You're going to give them more, but the essence is, lose weight in 30 kilos in, not 30 kilos in 30 days, but, that sort of thing that people talk about. It's giving them that one outcome.
Yeah.
But they're getting 5 or 6 other outcomes as a result, as a byproduct of it. And
yes.
So going through your book for that, but then obviously at the end, what I would do is maybe not go into quite so much detail about the other things, because that can be your next product or program. It's Callan Rush. I don't know whether you know Callan Rush and what's her magnetic I can't remember what it's called, but she really talks about spiral marketing. So you create something that helps to solve a problem. Once they've got to the end of that, they've solved that problem, then a new problem arises. One thing I've just thought of then, what could a great problem be? Oh, you've lost all this weight, and now you need a personal styler to take you shopping. So if they're in Singapore, you take them around Singapore shopping. I know someone who was doing that in New Zealand, I think it was. Actually, who was it? And they actually flew around, not only New Zealand, but they flew over to Australia. And I think they even flew over once a month over to LA or somewhere like that and did it. Huge. Obviously people with plenty of money who are paying them, not your normal. Yeah. You've got a different avatar for that. But, think of all of the other things as well as a new lease on life that they will get from it. And
yes, definitely.
And everything. So, it's, it doesn't have to be confined to, not confined. It doesn't have to open up to all of those different things. It can just be the one thing in your book, but you can touch on those other things because, that's your next book, maybe, for example.
Yes. 2 of my successful clients, after they, after they lost some weight, now they're starting to look at what else they can do. And both are exploring writing books. So I've sent them your link.
Have I got a link?
Your competition link?
Oh, right. Yep.
Yeah. Yes. So, yeah.
Yeah, beautiful.
So when they shed off some of their layers of fats, they shed off some of their insecurities and fears, and they start to want to do things. Yeah. So that's really the first step. However, many people are not they hang on to the idea of, I cannot give up my food, I cannot give up my alcohol,
Yeah.
So
maybe
it's that.
And are they your target audience? So they're ready to start, it's like
those who are not ready, they are not my target.
Yeah, that's right. Beautiful. Oh, thank you for sharing. Okay,
Thank you.
we've gone just over an hour now, so we can keep going if there are more questions and what have you. How are you both going? Well, all three of you, Dee and Ruth, with your books. We haven't got, actually, I'm going to have, I cancelled my team meeting today, but I haven't got anything back from the designers yet with your front covers. So I have to get onto them about those. I think it was only sent to them on Friday, but I thought I would have had something back by now.
Okay. Well, I'm flying through. I think I've written all the chapters. And I'm going back. I've just gone over chapters 1 and 2. I'm going through chapter 3 now because I'm sort of doing a re-edit of my own, but I'm also referencing things properly that I sort of forgot to reference the first time.
Yeah.
So I'm doing that. So then I just need to go through and myself go over the rest of the chapters. Yep. And I'm getting one sister to go over those chapters, and then I'm about to get my other sister, who's a professional editor, which is kind of lucky, to go through the whole thing. She's just going to be really savage and read it quickly and tell me all the horrible things that need to be fixed. And
sure, it'll be fine.
Yeah, so I'm sort of going okay, I think. I haven't worked on the description or the intro or anything yet, but I just want to get the content there, and then I'll do the
the description. No, that's fine. That's what I thought. Well, I'll just do that today, and then it's things that you can think about.
Keyword research I've done a 12-month digital marketing course, so I know a lot about keyword research. I didn't realise that Amazon used keyword research so much, but I understand that pretty well. So
excellent.
I'll do that once I've done the other stuff.
Yeah. Firing ahead. Well done.
Hey.
Dee, did you have...
hello. Can you hear me okay?
Hi.
Yeah.
Yes, Dee, we can hear you. Hello. We could hear you.
Hello.
Hello, yeah, we can hear you now.
Oh, sorry, because I've just walked outside here. Yeah, haven't been going too bad. I'm still writing, and yeah, it seems to be having a life of its own. It's not evolving the way that I thought it was going to evolve, which is probably a good thing. I've done, sent the cover stuff, description stuff, and those were just sort of quickly put together. It was good to get them down because now I can sort of work on them a bit better. Yeah, not too bad. Could be better, but I'm not beating myself up about it.
Okay, sounds a bit mixed.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I go to write stuff and I think, oh, yep. And then I think, no, that's not right. Not so much as in what's the way I've written as in what I've written, because it is quite personal.
Yeah. Well, can you maybe try not to veto any of it yet? Maybe just write and not think about what you've written, and then write the next part. When you've finished it, then you can go back and have a look through it all.
Yeah, and I have been, looking at other stuff and doing a little bit of research, and but the research isn't too bad for me. If I look at something, I know pretty much straight away if it's nothing of any use to me. Yeah, but it's really, really quite interesting where you find stuff that actually clicks with you. It's not always in the most obvious place.
Yeah. What sort of thing are you researching?
Oh, well, I've just looked at. Well, actually, I was just looking at a book before. Just sort of looking at other books, not many, but it's sort of in the same vein that I'm doing, and just seeing how they're. What's the right word? Not so much how their language is, because the language is fairly similar to how I'm writing it, my own book, and it is just me writing it naturally, but how their voice sounds And by that I mean really whether it sounds genuine, because some of them seem like they're very rushed. That's the right way to put it.
How's that helping you with yours? How not
Sorry?
to do it? How's that helping you write yours? In how not to do it? Or?
Oh, well, it's helping me write mine, because I can see the difference in their voice and my voice, and how then it comes across not as rushed. There's just a couple I've looked at. It looks like they were just rushing to the point. Rushing. This is what happened to me. Blah 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 blah, and then this is what you need to do. So they just seemed rushed to me. So that helped me with not, because I think that's what I felt like I was doing, just rushing to get to the part where you go, now this is what you should do, or you should take this action. So filling in the main voice of the, if I could use that word, the main voice and speech.
Your story, and if you've their story, interview other people. The people that you're working in your boot camp, interview them as well. And just
absolutely
up to them and ask them questions and get the responses, and then paraphrase that, or create it into a storyline in your book. You're working with enough people about it and the changes that you're making, and when you get out of your head, Dee, and into your heart and your purpose and your why, it comes out. It comes out beautifully. You don't need to look at anyone else's. You don't need to overthink it. You just need to go and record it and do it, and record those people who you're helping. Because that's
absolutely. And I have got some really, really good responses, and that I can work with, that really hit the right nerve, so to speak. So
So you have enough. You are enough. You are good enough. You don't need anything else. Your story is brilliant.
No, I don't think I do, actually. I don't think I do, actually. I've got more than enough. It's just whacking it on.
You don't think you do?
No, I do think I've got enough. I think I've got more than enough.
Yeah, definitely. So you just need to go and get out of your head and get into your heart and soul.
I think I might have a couple of glasses of wine and then go in.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm going to unmute. There's a very loud plane going over.
Yeah. No. Do you have anything else, Dee? Otherwise, I'll just ask Nikki, and then.
No, all good. All good. Yeah.
Well done. Okay, so Nikki, before we go, anything?
No, I'm just chugging along, and it's been good having this webinar, because I'm inspired once again to really get into my book, into writing. I'm on chapter 7 at the moment, so I've only got 3 or 4 more chapters to go. So onwards and forwards.
Good. I think we will have 3 finished books by next week for sure. No, I don't mean completely.
I don't know.
I don't mean completely finished ready to go. I mean we'll have the shitty first drafts ready.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
that would be awesome. So, okay. Well, thank you all so much. And same time, same place next week. Is this time working well for everyone?
Thanks,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So
Yeah, it's all good for me. See you later, guys.
See you. Bye. Thanks.
Thanks, Christine. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks.
Thanks again.
Bye. Thank you.